This was pretty much an untold story. Even in Israel, it's not talked about a lot, for various reasons. But I started interviewing people. I interviewed a woman who was known as the Anne Frank of Baghdad, who saw some horrible incidents in Baghdad and wrote in French a letter to her relatives in Canada, hoping that it would get past the censors, which it did, and ended up getting sent back and published in Ma'arif in Israel, about the hanging of 9 Jews that were left hanging for a full day or two in full view of everyone, and how dangerous life had become for them. I also talked to Egyptians, I talked to Moroccans, I interviewed as many people as I could find to hear about this, but I still was completely bewildered by the fact that it wasn't reported very much. Finally, Martin Gilbert came out with a book in 2010 called In Ishmael's House, and now we have a definitive history of this. It's, he's a very good historian, of course, and so he has put it together at last. And we have better numbers of how many, but of the land that was confiscated alone, of those countries, the land surface is 5 times the square mileage of Israel. People were robbed of their land, they were robbed of everything they owned, they were robbed of their the memories of their past, because of photographs, they weren't allowed to take anything with them. And it was such a trauma, and yet we have 650,000 Palestinian refugees that are claiming right to return. So what's happened in recent years, in the last couple of years, is this has been put on the table finally at the Knesset, and it's being considered part of the equation of discussion. Of course, there's not much discussion right now. But why that was ever eclipsed, how that could be. And then the reason that I became even more surprised was this slogan of Saturday, first the Saturday people, then the Sunday people. I found out that these same countries are now persecuting Christians with the same tactics, the same process, the pogroms, the terror raids in the middle of the night. All the same things that happened to the Jews are happening to Christians, particularly in Egypt, particularly in Iraq, but also now Syria, Lebanon. All of these countries, Christians are more and more at risk. I've worked on Christian persecution issues for 20 years. This is not new to me, but I had never before realized that this was the Saturday people and now the Sunday people. In the front of my book, there's a flag that was confiscated at a demonstration in Israel. It's a Palestinian flag, and it says in Arabic, on Saturday we kill the Jews, on Sunday we kill the Christians. That's unusual. Usually it's more subtle. It's first comes Saturday, then comes Sunday. But this is not just a random thing that's graffiti here and there. It's a real principle. And I think it's important for people to understand this. I hope I can communicate this a little more, make it a little better known in this country. And it's not even that well known in Israel, but it's getting better coverage.